So welcome everyone to the business training, business success training for April 29th, 2017. My name is Yvette Dickey, and I also have the pleasure of working today with Linda Weitz. I'm here in Monterey County, and I'll briefly share my story. It all began with my daughter's IBS issues, her joint pain, her back pain. One second, I'm going to mute those chimes. And as I was saying, we had done everything that Western medicine had asked us to do, and we weren't getting really any good results. She was 13, taking ibuprofen every 4 hours, followed by Tums and Halls. So we went to alternative with chiropractic, acupressure, acupuncture, Chinese herbs, everything. And we were only getting spotty results and nothing really lasting. And so we were introduced to this company by a very lovely lady who stepped out of her comfort zone to share with us. And I have to tell you, I was really skeptical, but then extremely, extremely blessed, because very quickly all of her results sort of waning away, and she's got the results that we were looking for. And now she's in college, and she doesn't have to struggle with constipation issues, joint pain, not sleeping through the night, any brain fog. She's doing really well, and we're just so thankful. And my son has epilepsy, and these products have blessed him with dealing with the side effects of medication and having to reduce his medication, gaining healthy weight during all of the different types of medication that they give him, which were causing extreme weight loss. And so that was a big deal. Anyways, I've gotten results with migraines, women's issues. And so, I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. And I'm just so thankful to be on these products and to be involved with the people of this business. And we have had a check in my account every single month, which has been a huge blessing when you're a homeschooling parent and you're not working outside of the home, to be able to contribute to your household income. So before we begin, we'd like to open up the mics and take a few minutes to anyone who wants to share what's happening in their business recently. You'll have to star-stick your line.
Lauren's here.
Yay, Lauren.
Yay.
Hi, Lauren.
Actually, something really I'm very excited about. A friend of mine's been taking Relive, actually probably more inconsistently than consistently the last 2 years. What we figured out the timeline was. And just out of nowhere, she just decided that she wanted to do the business, like just showing interest. And so we kind of baby stepped and, talked about the comp plan and got on a couple calls. And I told her about my 100-call challenge that I gave myself last year, where I just wanted to reconnect with people. If Relive came up, great, but if it didn't, it was just fine, but it was just investing in people, and that was my priority. And she loved that idea. And so she's like, if I call 5 people a day, I'll be able to call everybody I know within a month, or like 100 people or something. And at first 100 people overwhelmed her, but then she was talking about, like, I made my list and I started calling, and she's already got somebody interested that she's going to talk to today. And it's like she went from 0 to 100 in like 2 days. Like, she's so excited and she's having fun calling people, and it's so easy for her. And she texted me yesterday, do you think I could make $1,000 my first month? And it was like, yes. Like, oh my gosh, like, it's just, kind of that ideal situation that you want, like ignorance on fire, just following excitement and just talking with people. So I don't know, we'll see where this goes, but it was totally out of left field.
Oh, that's fantastic, Lauren. And I love that
Yeah.
it's her excitement that's being transferred. Your joy and your love transferred to her, and now she's just captured that and then sharing that. That's just fantastic. That's what we want. We want it to be all about them and where they are and what, meets them. So that's wonderful.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for sharing. Anyone else? All right. Well, with that, I'm going to turn it over and introduce you to Linda Weitz from Beaverton, Oregon. And I've just barely gotten to get to know her, but I know that she's very capable and she is very lovely and she has a heart of gold. So, Linda, would you like to step on?
I would love to. Can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Well, thank you for that introduction. This is really exciting for me. I'll give a brief background of my history with Relive. It started 8 years ago. I was buying a goat from a lovely, lovely person. And in between the first time I contacted her and I picked up my goat, she had sent out an email that she had gotten involved with a company that had these great products that were changing her life, changed the lives of her sponsors. And so I didn't answer that email, but when I saw her the next time, I said, hey, what is this stuff that you talked about? And I ended up going home with product in addition to the goat. And I was really interested in prevention. That's where I was coming at. I watched both of my parents die from cancer. I know that when my mom was sick in the hospital, one of the doctors talked about, well, what was she eating? When she gets better, we're going to have to address her nutrition. And my mother also had macular degeneration in her family that just, my aunts and uncles are all blind or in various degrees of vision impairment with macular degeneration. And so I knew that these things were could be helped with supplementation, and I was looking to just take better care of myself. Well, after a few weeks on the product, I had an issue with consistency, kind of like what Lauren was talking about, and I stopped. And 3 weeks later, I woke up, and I just remember the morning, my joints ached, my muscles hurt. I felt more exhausted than I had even when I went to bed. And I thought, wow, this is how I used to feel every single morning. And it stopped at some point. I didn't even realize it stopped. Well, I went downstairs, made myself a shake, called Anna, said, hey, I'm going to need more of that stuff. How can we, let's talk about how can I get it at a discount. And I came in as a master affiliate. Fast forward a few years, I ended up getting great results with sinus issues. I would get 3 sinus infections a year, like clockwork. They'd always turn into bronchitis if I didn't get on antibiotics. I had headaches every day. I would take 3 Advil a day on as pretty much like clockwork. And I also had a crazy perfume allergy that any sort of fragrance or perfumes or even walking down the aisle in the grocery store that had the laundry detergent, that would give me a physical reaction that ranged from, feeling like I was going to throw up or give me a migraine or make my throat feel constricted. And I'd have to avoid all sorts of scents, perfumes, anybody wearing them. That was a real issue with going to church. I'd sit in the foyer instead of with the congregation. It really was an impact of my life. After 3 months of really consistently taking the products, these things started to disappear, and I was amazed. I had no idea that I would get these types of results. I went on to get great results with back pain, and my chiropractor said, hey, you've basically rebuilt your back. And I just felt better. I had more energy. I felt like I could do the things that I really wanted to do, and it gave me hope. And after 6 months, I had depression for a long time, never could be addressed by any sort of medication. It'd always do the opposite for me of what the doctor said it would. Well, for the first time, it just felt like a bright, glorious morning after months and months of rain and gloom, which is what we've been experiencing up in the Portland area. And we're having a bright, sunny morning. And so that was really exciting for me to just really feel better for the first time in my life. And now I'm very focused on who can I share this with. And I want to build a business. I want to be able to have the dreams of early retirement and financial security and time freedom so that I can do fun things and I'm not having to go to work all the time. So that's my passion right now. And this is very important to me of tapping into these types of trainings to get all I can out of what Relive offers for the support and the system. And so this is exactly this next slide. How do you succeed with Relive? Well, there is fundamental steps that you take every single day, and we're going to go over 1 through 5. There's the business, the Relive system has a business cycle. There's daily activity and corporate support. There's phone calls. There's meeting people. There's connecting with others. There's cousins all over the country that are willing to reach out and help you with your business. And our business is fueled with finding new people. So as we go into the next slide, how do we get these new people? Well, we're going to take action now, and we're going to look at the ways to do something every day to sort of fill our pipeline full of new people. And so step number 1 is identify. And on this slide that's number 1 for identify, it talks about making that list now. And Lauren talked about that with her new person. Just, okay, let's call 5 people a day or let's do something every single day. This make a list now, 10 business product or prospects and 10 product prospects, people that you identify in your life right now that, wow, they could really use an income. They could use a little extra money every month. They have this goal to do this. You can help them with this business, and this is why you've thought of them. Or 10 people who might be struggling with some health issues that aren't being addressed or helped by physicians or different things that they're trying to do, diet, exercise. We have an answer for everybody that's out there. And I like to think of this as kind of a quick start. This is your quick start list. How do you get going? You make this list of 10 business prospects, 10 product prospects. If you want to go more in depth, as you get your distributor information for new distributors, there's a book in there that is the XR book, and it goes over these steps. But in that book, there's pages where you can make groups of 10 people for all sorts of different groups and really fill that list with even 100 people, and think about, who do you know in your family that you'd want to talk to? Who do you know from your close friends? Who do you know from work? Who do you know from church? I actually went through and made that list. People that I know from showing goats, people that I know from showing horses, people that I know from, I played soccer with them in high school. So you look through that list and you kind of think, wow, who can I connect with today from one of these lists? And it's amazing as you're thinking of people, how easy it is to reconnect with them, but how sometimes you get calls out of the blue from people that you've been thinking about. So that's really exciting. And then you start today. Who are the first 5 to contact today? And so that's your first step to get into there. And then you connect. And this is where you connect with people and you connect with your sponsor. And this slide, I like it. It says, what do I say? Last week, I had the opportunity to go down to Pleasanton and attend business leader training with Ryan Montgomery and Karen Ederer, and Dr. Galvez was there. And I thought about Ryan had the perfect solution. He said, you don't need to say the perfect things. You just need to have the perfect excitement. And so this is what you do. You know, this is this excitement on fire. And I'm gonna let Yvette talk more about this.
Okay, well, Linda, I appreciate everything that you've said, and I just want to add a little bit here. No big deal, but remember when you're connecting that keep in mind that you're wanting to build relationships. You want to become these people's friends. You do this by listening to their needs. People don't really care how much you know until they know how much you care. So you don't want to make every call. You want to make every conversation about them. Share why you thought of them. It's important to remember to be brief, though. You don't want to, avalanche all your information, everything you know about the company in this brief connection with them very quickly. You want to do is share your contact information and then set that appointment. I mean, that's the goal, is to set that appointment. You want to wait for the right time so that you're able to give them all the proper information and they're in the right mode to be listening. And please remember, just be yourself, because there's no better you than you. And you'll learn your own voice as time comes, but it will come across more genuine when you're being yourself. Most important, be excited. Like Lauren was sharing earlier, that young lady is sharing her excitement, and people are catching on to that. And it also shows your passion for this. It's about transferring of feelings. People don't hear what you say as much as how you are saying it. So use the tools that we have. We have the Lifestyle Magazine. We have blog stuff. We have a variety of tools. But the goal at this time is to set the appointment. Here are some examples of opening sentences, examples. You will in time learn that voice of yours. The other tool we have, that ISCAR, that IXR that Linda was mentioning previously, it has other examples in it, other examples of connecting besides just on the phone, online, social media, texting even. Another tool I like to use is if I, would you? If I sent you this information, would you look it over? If I sent you this DVD, would you have time to take a look at it? And if they agree, set a time after that to discuss it. You're looking for opportune moments as you're living your life at the grocery store, hairstyle, kids' sporting events, kids' school. Be listening for a need. So, Linda, take it away.
Okay. So then you want to share your story. You want to share, the passion that you have for these products. You want to share your why, your belief, and you want to share the whole thing. So sometimes we don't know what's going on with other people in their lives. And we might think, oh, wow, I can see that this person is struggling with their health, and I know people within Relive that have gotten those results. I want to connect this person with these other folks and have them get better health. But that person might be looking for an income, and you just don't know. Or the people that you think, wow, they would be great with this business, but they seem to be very healthy, but they would be, great. They may be looking for answers. You don't know what's going on with people. And so that's why you want to share the whole story. And as you share the whole story, you can use all sorts of tools that Relive gives to us, makes available for us. The opportunity book is really great. There's slides on the Relive website. There's videos online. There's webinars. There's the Tom and Tina show. There's the international call. There's the Stories of Hope call. I love to have all of these available to introduce new people to Relive. And there's also our sponsors and our upline, and there's people that we work with and just have great stories. We want to help people to see the whole reality of Relive. And as we can engage others within Relive, we can bring them to meetings and events. I loved how the new business leadership training went from a MAP school where you needed to be a qualified master affiliate to just interested in the business. And it was so exciting. I actually was able to bring one of my lifelong friends down to California, and she was so impressed with the training and thought about members of her family that could use the products in the business. And so these opportunities are open for people to come. We've got webinars and conference calls. There's opportunities coming up, I know, with each one of us that we can plug new people in to our system, either in our homes or in our cities or online. And so you can be anywhere to do this business. There's just great opportunity. And the thing that I really like is you don't need to know everything about it. And this is helping when you say to a new person, gee, that's a great question. I don't really know, but I can find an answer for you. That lets them see they don't need to know everything about this business, that there's a system of support out there for them. And so it makes it like they can think, wow, I can do this because I really don't need to know that answer, but I know I can help, I can get help to find the answer. So that's really exciting about this business as well. And
sorry.
Go ahead, Yvette.
So if you don't ask for prospect to us for a decision, they probably likely will not make one. So the first thing is be prepared to do a business. This is your business, and you're the CEO, so you need to act like it's a business. You have products and tools with you at all times, sometimes a super PAC, sales tools, bags. Have the recommended order that you think that this client might be interested in on your, either in a bag with you or in your car with you, ready to go. Have your forms ready. Have your attitude ready. Be ready to engage with them. I'd like to have Linda come on and share this amazing story that she received when she was at the BLT just this past weekend with an interaction she had with John Curtin.
Yeah, so I had the opportunity to speak with John Curtin after the meeting, and he is, if you don't know who he is exactly, he has built a great business. And each of the last 5 months, he has received a Sandy Montgomery Award, which means he's just reached a level in his business where he is helping a lot of people. And this business has gone international for him. And so he was telling us at this training that he got a call one time at 2 a.m, and he thought, oh, I'm not going to answer that right now. I'll call back. And so he went back to sleep, and he got up at 6 a.m. and answered the call. And in that 4-hour time span, this person was so interested in Relive that if he didn't answer the phone, that person went to the next person and had already gotten connected with another distributor. And so I don't think that we need to, be answering our phone at 2 a.m. And within our business, we can set our own priority and family time and off time. But this just lets you know that people are out there and they want this information. And we need to be ready to go with it when an opportunity arises.
Exactly. And thank you so much for sharing. That was very, very enlightening. Remember, the people are watching you to confirm your credibility, how prepared you are. So be sure and ask. And when you ask, listen. Don't speak. It's kind of like a game. The first to speak loses. No, I'm just kidding. But don't speak. Give them time to let it ruminate and give them room to respond. Be ready to answer any questions that they have. Don't have this attitude of I know it all. If there's a question that you don't know, hey, that's a great question. Let me get my sponsor on the phone. It gives them assurance that it's an example of they don't have to know everything. You're already modeling a behavior of we're a team, we have support. You don't have to know everything. So they don't feel like they have to have everything memorized if they ever chose. It's kind of like a subconscious thing. Also, have recommended things like the Super PAC, or you may make a personal order for them getting it to there. Keep it simple, though. Don't overwhelm them. Discuss ways they can get these products at a savings. Don't forget to ask who they know, whether they're interested or they're not interested. You want to tap into those circles of influence. By all means, be careful not to make decisions for them. You may be thinking they want a 25% quick start, and you suggest that, and they say, oh, I was going to do the highest savings, but if you think that I should do only a 25%, well, you kind of, backed yourself into a wall there. So let them talk. Let them share where they're at. If they need help with deciding, then by all means, help them, guide them to Master Affiliate, because that is the way they'll get the greatest savings. Help them in deciding. Pull out the decision tool, which is a great tool that we have, and they can look at, it's laid out very nicely, and they can look at all the options they have to guide them to make the best decision, which makes sense for their finances, their family, and the direction they want to go. Again, ask them, who do they know? You're already setting up their list when you're asking them this, and you're helping them set up their list if they want to decide to go ahead and become a Master Affiliate and get started with building a business.
Well, and I'm going to echo what Yvette just said about the decision tool. I love using the decision tool, and a story that I had from a few months ago is I was meeting with a friend and had the decision tool out and was just about to suggest, hey, a quick start would be great. And then I thought, oh, bite your tongue. I remembered these trainings and thought, nope, keep quiet, let her make her decision. Whatever she decides is great. And she just flipped right over to the Master Affiliate level and said, I think we'll do this. And I was floored, but I thought, okay, yes, this is, the training that I received worked because I didn't make a decision for her. And that make a decision tool worked perfectly because it let her see what her options were. And so now that you've got people that are interested in taking the products or interested in the business, you want to help follow up, get them registered. Registering is so easy. It's, on your phone. It's on your, you can register from your phone, the website, give Relive a call. They're there to help you. And then you want to follow up. So help them decide what products are going to help them. Continue to give them stories. Continue to help them get the results from the products that they want to get. And something that Barb Verbanich has talked about. You want to treat your customers like gold. You just want to take care of them and care about them and help them get the results that they want. And if they're looking for business results, you want to help them get those results too. So just like what Lauren said at the very beginning of this call, you know, she had her new person say, hey, do you think I could make $1,000 this month? Well, yeah, that's possible. And so so what you want to do is help them build their list, help them connect, and be there for them and share the story, and let's do some appointments. So this is a great company that you can work with others and help them get what they want in life. And then, you know, help them to see, how do you order? How do you register people? How do you look through the website? Something that Karen Ederer was talking about last week at the business leadership training is, you know, spend some time and just go through the relive.com website and see everything that there is. You know, the more that you know that website, the easier it is for you to find answers and help others connect to the website as well, because you'll know what's going to be on there. And help the new folks in your business go through their distributor kit, introduce them to the company, get a website, a personal website, if that interests them. That is a great tool, because you can send people directly to your personal website. They can get started immediately. They can order product. They don't need to know your your ID number. It's just they go right to your website. And that's something that I've learned and I heard echoed at the business leadership training is, you know, make sure you get people directed to your website, because if they go out on the internet looking for Relive, they're going to get into somebody else's website. And I had an experience just a couple of weeks ago where I was telling a friend, oh yeah, just, you know, go online. And she was going to order, and she was going to order from Dave Molly from Atlanta. And I was like, oh, no, that's not my website. Let me get you to my website. So I've learned that lesson to get people directed to my personal website and not just let them go online to find one. So, and there's a ton of tools out there. Go ahead and change to the next slide of that. So there's a ton of tools. We talked about the decision tool. I love that tool. There's the new lifestyle magazine. So a new one that just came out is all about Fit 3. It's a fantastic little magazine, and it's a great way to introduce people to Relive. I'm just flipping through my Fit 3 new magazine and just open to what Dr. Carl Hastings, his profile and his photo. You know, just this is a great magazine to represent what is this company, what is the opportunity, what is the lifestyle of Relive. I know that last month there were people who actually got to experience that lifestyle, or earlier this month, by going to Cancun. And I was looking through those photos yesterday and a little jealous of all that fun and sun. So there's tools out there, and you don't need to use tools, but they do make your life a lot easier. So like I said, I'm echoing Karen Ederer's advice. You know, find out what's out there for you and find out what works for you personally. And the more you know about what Relive has to offer for tools, the more you can figure out, oh, I like this one. This one's going to be really easy for me to use in my own personal business.
Okay. The Relive system is the tool you're going to use to do those 5 actions daily. They're going to take you Every single day, you need to be adding new people into either a presentation, meeting, three-way follow-ups, connecting them with your upline, letting them know who they have upline to use, even crossline people. My cousins are my favorite people in this business. I love my upline too. I'm just joking with you. But connect them with trainings and webinars. Every day, be trying to encourage some of your people to either get on a training or our Bueller Organizational and Friends Monday Night Call, the Tim and Tom and Tina show on Monday to be listening in. So have them connect with those. It builds their wall of belief, and then they'll fuel into the corporate system, like we said, the Monday Night Call, the product calls. These build their wall of belief and help them keep moving forward, help keeps their dream alive and in front of them. And although those same mats around that circle, those now have been changed to BLT, Business Leaders Training. You need to get people to events. These are destination events, international conference, and BLTs. These are life-changing events. Things that are said at these events change hearts, change people's minds from what goes from your head down to your heart. It fuels their dream. It could be just the thing they're looking for. Speaking of events.
And speaking of events, yes, international conference is coming up. It's going to be in the Chicago area this year, and it's going to be the last international conference for a while. So this is a great opportunity to go and connect with a ton of people all in one conference, because they're going to, for the next couple of years, according to Tom, they're going to be doing regional events. And so it's going to be easier for folks on the West Coast to get to a West Coast event, and vice versa, East Coast people going to an East Coast event. Well, this is our last opportunity for a little bit to get connected with everybody and take advantage of this. I know when I went last year, I had a blast, but it also helped me to like feel this vision of, this is what I want to do with my life. I want to have this time freedom. I want to share this. I love this company, and I love the people that I meet at these events. And so it was a great opportunity for me last year to go to international conference, and I'm looking forward to it this year. And look for there's some airline deals out there, and so just keep watching. And there's also part of one of the promotions right now is between now and July, if you sign up 3 new distributors, you get a free conference ticket. So do your business, get new distributors, get to this conference, because it's going to impact your life. And as you build your business, there is a great opportunity to get to Sedona, to a leadership conference. And that is in September. And so, think about, what do I need to do with my business to be able to qualify for Sedona? And I believe that they've changed it, and you need to make senior director twice between now and July. That's doable. That is doable. So think about, okay, what's next for my business? What's the next level I need to hit? And get yourself to this leadership training.
Do we have any current promotions? I know one is just about to end and one is just about to begin.
Okay. There is right now until tomorrow at least. The quick start is still from $750. Now it's down to $500. So if you have somebody new wanting to order a fit kit, they will get 25% off of that fit kit and any other product for the rest of their distributor's lifespan. As they sign up to become a new distributor, they're right at that 25% level with a fit kit or $500 worth of product. There's a top 5 top 5 promotion for April, and I know that first place is $5,000. Who do you know who could use $5,000 for a top 5? And if anybody is thinking about going master affiliate, I don't know what the promotion is in May, but I've heard some hints at it that you want to be master affiliate by May 1st because there is a once-in-a-lifetime promotion. That's all I've heard. We'll have to wait until Monday when we figure out what that is. So if somebody is looking to get into the business, today or tomorrow would be a great time to do it.
Excellent. I'm so excited that we're really anticipating what's going to be happening with that May promotion. Once in a lifetime for Relive is huge because they never do anything short-sighted. So I'm super excited. So as you build your organization, keep engaged because as you go forward, the more engaged you are to your organization and to the Relive business, the farther it's going to go. It's just so important to stay connected to those stories. The stories are the driving force. As you're looking at building, keep them in the forefront of building relationships. As you go through the ups and downs of life, of business, you lift each other up and take each other to success. This is a relationship business. It's about caring for other people, putting them first, putting their needs first. The investment you make in this business is investing in people. So nurture your people through caring, guiding, even sometimes stretching their little bubbles sometimes. Help them to dream bigger. Help them to set goals. Where are they at right now? Help them to think where they could be going and how to get there, breaking that down. Key director, presidential, help different promotions that are coming up. Help them to stretch their comfort zone. I love Lauren's challenge of 100, call 100 people. It's fantastic. And then they can achieve those goals, which helps fuel that they can move on to the next goal. It becomes real. It's really all about the action they're going to take every day. So tie your dreams and their dreams to that action daily. I mean, you can't control what others do, but you can control what you do. So remember, this business is simple. Just keep in mind the main thing is new people are the fuel. So continue to be doing something every day, each step with new people daily. So let's go and find who's next. Thank you so much, Linda, and all who were on the call today with us. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Does anybody have anything to share? We can unmute the phones, and if you press *6